Hi, this is Brandy Venzel from afterthoughtsblog.net, and I am trying to do a screen sharing here with you. So what I'm about to share, this is based upon the work of Nicole Williams at Sabbath Mood Homeschool, and in my post I'm linking you to her, and really her whole series is worth reading through, watching the videos, and thinking about. And I'm not even attempting to replace that, so please don't consider this a substitute for looking at what she has done over on her blog. And her work is based upon the work of Charlotte Mason, of course. So basically what I'm showing you is that I took Nicole's matrix that she developed using Charlotte Mason's work, and I typed up my own because what she has on her blog is a PDF, so you can't actually manipulate it. So I typed what she had into a spreadsheet, just an Excel spreadsheet, so that I could move my things around, sort of the way she shows herself moving her things around on some of her videos. So this year I only have a first grader, a third grader, a fifth grader, and an eighth grader. And so I did not need forms 4 and 5. So I only have 3 columns here that are in the middle for Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. And so if you're not familiar with the matrix, you really need to go over to Sabbath Mood Homeschool to learn more about this. But just briefly, these are the time slots. So for instance, right here, I'm going to highlight this little square here. So it's Old Testament, right? So Bible lessons, that's the subject. Old Testament, that's the subject within the subject, or the subcategory within the subject. And this is 20 minutes twice a week. So when it says 20 minutes times 2, twice a week, that's the same all the way across. Some of them are different. A lot of them are different. Anyway, so that's just briefly how you can read this. All right, so I went through what Nicole had and I simplified it for my own purposes, because what Nicole has is really, really helpful if you are entirely planning your own Charlotte Mason curriculum. But I use Ambleside, and so because I know that it is based upon the work of Charlotte Mason, and I know that it already has the level of variety in it and breadth that I'm looking for, I don't need to have, for instance, listed every different kind of history that was studied. So whereas Nicole's might say history, and then there will be a whole bunch of different things, because it would be, there's English history, and there's French history, and there's European history, and there's world history, and all these different things. I actually combined them all. And so here I just have history, here are the slots here are the slots here for this grade, okay, or this form. And again, with languages, you guys already know that I'm a language failure and I don't teach French, Latin, German, and Italian. So for foreign language, I put in the slots of just this is the amount of time that was spent on foreign language total. All right, and so then I color coded some things. That was my next step. So after I kind of had simplified everything down to something that was more workable for myself, I created this little code over here. So if it's highlighted in purple, that means that is normally included, or this year is going to be included in our circle time, which is our morning time where all of my students are doing these things together. If it's in pink, those things are going to be happening on what I call Enrichment Friday. And I suppose there's a chance that my Enrichment Friday would happen on a different day at some point. It doesn't matter. It's just that that's another day that's not part of our normal. I actually have a 4-day school week because I have this floating day where we do school stuff. It's just not the same kind of thing. We're usually not at home, that kind of thing. And then if it's blue, that's on other times. So when I make my schedule, it's really for the morning part of school. So for us, that's about 7:30 to maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Not that my young children are working from 7:30 to 1 o'clock, but I'm just saying the whole thing, including chore time and a break for snack and that kind of thing, that's about the amount of time that I schedule. And after that, our afternoons vary based upon our activities and that kind of thing. So if it's in other time, like for example here, free reading. So it just says optional. It doesn't say how much time is spent on that. Well, that's in our other time. I don't need to fit that into what I think of as my normal school day, which is the first half of the day. because that is the, or here, this particular one, I just made the words here, but for Spanish, my oldest student spends some time on Duolingo, and I actually think he spends more than 20 minutes once a week, but I just wanted to note that because I'm not trying to fill all of this time, because there is some time that is spent that is outside of school on that thing. And then down here, you know, if music lessons are here, playtime, I do not need to schedule playtime. We homeschool. There's a lot of play going on. So all of those things I highlighted so that when, excuse me, I could move things over here and have them be even more simplified so that I could actually build a schedule for the day. So what I want to do when I'm building my schedule for the day is eliminate all the stuff that already occurs elsewhere. Like my schedule for the day will have a big section that says circle time. It's not all the stuff will be detailed. That's purple. All the purple stuff is my circle time stuff. That'll be detailed in my circle time plans. It's not going to go on my main, I call it my average day chart, but my main chart of how the day goes. So I'm just going to kind of show you how I move things over. So I'm just going to cut and paste right here. Does this make sense? So we're just, oh, okay. I won't do formatting while you have to watch me do formatting. So here again, I'm just going to take all of this and cut and paste it. So we're ending up with this simplified version. The goal for me is simplify, simplify, simplify until I get it to a manageable size where I can think about actually doing the scheduling. Let me see. Copy this, put it here, over and over, just the same thing. And honestly, I don't know why I kept economics here, because that's just part of our history stuff, so I'll just delete that. And this, even though I don't schedule current events, this just reminds me that I use a Kindle system for current events, so I just email articles to my child's Kindle, which is you can use Push to Kindle, which is sort of a browser app. Anyway, it works really well. It's an easy way to do it. We don't have to subscribe to magazines or anything that way. It is just something to keep in mind. So again, we just keep, here I'm going to actually go ahead and copy the other so that I know what category I'm in. Anything else? We have nothing else. Okay, so do you see how here, let's see if I can get this working. But it went from something that was multiple pages and a little bit confusing to way more simple. Okay, and so then from here, and I'll show you this in some other video, at least that's my plan. From here, I can actually build these weekly and daily charts for my children with these different slots of time. But I just wanted to show you how I narrow it down, because I think sometimes we get kind of caught on the details. I know I did, and I mean, that's one reason why Nicole's blog has been so helpful to me, is because she helped me see a way to simplify my planning. And so that has just helped so much. Anyway, I won't make you watch me formatting, but that is how I go from Nicole's very detailed thing to just what I need, right? So like if you only have a Form 1 child, you don't need all these columns, right? So for me, I cut it down to the 3 columns that I need. And then we took out circle time, we took out Friday time, we took out other time, stuff that's not really in the school day but is done. And so now we've got it down to what do we actually need to schedule during the school day. And so then from there, it was all moved to this page. And now we have something that we can use to schedule that is way easier to think about and wrap our minds about. So head on over to Nicole's. I would highly suggest it. And then also don't forget to subscribe, afterthoughtsblog.net. Thanks a lot, guys.